Rugby League World Cup, Kiwis have no fear of another Scotland boilover, says coach David Kidwell. Rugby League World Cup, Kiwis have no fear of another Scotland boilover, says coach David Kidwell. Kiwis coach David Kidwell has no fear of another boilover result against Scotland on Saturday, despite making a raft of changes to his team for the game in Christchurch. Only 7 players remain from the starting 13, which beat Samoa 38-8 last Saturday, and across the 17 there are 7 players introduced into the team. Team Air Martin will take the No. 6 jersey, while Dean Ware, Jason Nightingale and Peta Hiku also get spots in the backline. Perhaps the most eye-catching selection is Elijah Taylor at hooker, while Kenny Bromwich returns from injury and Adinfonua Blake is set to make his debut. Senior players like Simon Mannering and Thomas Leilui have been rested, as well as NRL Winger of the Year Jordan Rapana, while Cody Nkrumah has a slight hamstring strain. The last time the Kiwis faced Scotland was in Workington last November, when Scotland snatched a historic 18-18 draw, and could have even grabbed a shock victory. Kidwell chose to bench some big names for the game, with Jason Taumalolo, Kevin Proctor, Sean Kenny-Dowell and Jordan Kual watching from the grandstand, while he gave debuts to a quartet of youngsters. It was a bold call, and it backfired, with one of the most infamous results in Kiwis history. "We are a different group of players," said Kidwell. "This group of 24 men are committed, they belong, they are committed to each other and to make the culture better. We definitely respect Scotland and we will do that with how we prepare." Kidwell said the Kiwis changes were part of a deliberate strategy conceived before the tournament. "It was always in my plan to give these young guys a go," said Kidwell. "We need those experienced players as the tournament goes on. It's a great time to give them a rest and a refresh and get behind those young guys. It will certainly be a challenge for combinations, especially in the back line with only 3 players from the Samoa victory. But it's a different scenario to last year. Nightingale, Ware and Hiku have a ton of experience, while Martin is coming off a grand final with the Cowboys. The 27-year-old Taylor has 10 tests under his belt, and has a lot to prove after 4 years in the international wilderness, and Bromwich cemented his place in the Storm 17 this year. It's also very different circumstances. That test in Workington was played on a substandard pitch, encircled by a greyhound track, on a bitterly cold Cumbrian night, and the Scots simply handled the conditions and the challenges much better. But the Bravehearts are missing several key players at this tournament, including Lachlan Coote and Kane Lute, and are coming off a 54 battering at the hands of Tonga in Cairns last Sunday, and they will be big outsiders on Saturday. Kidwell has also been impressed with the response of Martin, after the Cowboys' 5-8 was overlooked last week in favor of Nkrumah. "Missing out on the first game has really driven him to make sure he does the little things at training," said Kidwell. "He's excited about playing on Saturday, and he has been working hard on his defensive game. But it's about us defending as a team, and making sure everyone knows the